What is going on, everyone? I am your host, Zonin Michaels, and today we are starting Basics Corner with Basic!
Hello. Glad to be here. Oh no, I cut out. I actually watched it too as it cut out.
That's
I
okay.
fucked it.
We can roll with it or we can try it again. It's up to you.
Roll
Power
with
of
it.
edit.
I want
Roll with it.
everybody to know that I'm just a complete fuck up.
Oh my god.
I want them to know that they're walking into complete chaos.
Absolutely. But back in the day, many of you may not know, when my first video launched, we were supposed to be doing Basics Corner. Basic was one of my roommates and was actually the first person to edit my first video for Nerds by Definition.
Yep.
After what, 4 years now, we're finally getting able to sit down and
Yeah.
do a Basics Corner
It's only been on the back burner for,
for a little while, just a little
only
while.
waiting for this day for like 4 years. It's fine.
Yeah. But with Basics Corner, we're going to be doing kind of like a podcast type deal where we're going to be discussing some topics. Of course, like if you remember in the original video, that was what we had brought up. So Basic believes that she has a pretty juicy topic for us to talk about today. So Basic, why don't you go ahead and introduce us to what we're going to be discussing today?
All right, so for today, I want to discuss what I have been on for like the last week, which is book talk. Which, if you guys don't know what book talk is, it's originally based around just a bunch of avid reader fans finding more recommendations and even getting close to talking to like authors, and just overall just a really nice community in the beginning. I personally don't like being on book talk anymore just because I don't like how it has delved into now it's only 18 plus books, which is fine. I like my 18 plus books too, I won't lie. But I like variety, and I like different types of books, compared to just I'm gonna have the raunchiest, dickest asshole of a guy who treats the main character like trash, but because the sex scenes are really good in the book, it's a great book. And it's like, that's not
It's
how.
not a good book.
Yeah, I was like, you can say that reading the sex scenes really good, but the book has nothing outside of that. It's like,
So it's just like smut with just awful filler.
yes, I was gonna say it's kind of like watching porn for the story. That's how it feels to me.
Need a lifeguard for your pool. It's a freaking bathtub.
I see you don't have a lifeguard here at your beach.
I'm not at the beach, this is a bathtub.
But essentially, if you're on TikTok a lot, you will see that there's a bunch of thirst traps for guys in masks. You know, like, for example, Ghostface is a very popular one that I see. Ghost from Call of Duty is another popular one that I see everywhere. It started off as just that, which I was like, okay, fictional characters, you know, whatever. I have no issues with sexualizing fictional characters. But it has now turned into where they are now focusing on motorcyclists, which, if that is your thing, if you are a motorcyclist and you want to be sexualized like that, that is your thing, as long as you're over the age of 18. I would say over the age of 21, rather. But
just to keep it safe.
yeah, just to keep it safe. But they have been focusing on motorcyclists to the point where they are essentially like I don't want to say harassing, but it feels like harassment in my eyes, because you can't you can't see a motorcycle video without seeing some type of comment related to book talk, where it's like, oh, book talk's gonna find you, or here comes book talk, we found our next, victim. And
Oh
it's like
my god.
it's weird, man. Like, I think I don't get it. Like, that's a real person, and you're sitting there like, oh, ho ho ho, here's our next slice of meat.
Yeah, fucking probably states away, absolutely miles away, that you just saw scrolling through TikTok, and it's just like, oh, look at this champion right here, and it's just like, no, you're fucking weird. Stop.
Yeah, exactly. And I saw recently that there was a minor. He was 16. He is on motorcycle version side of TikTok, and I guess Book Talk found him, and because he hides his face wearing the mask, like the helmet and everything like that, they immediately was jumping on him and was going like, oh, Book Talk found you, we found our next victim, essentially. We found, and when
But
they found out that he was 16, they were like, oh, we'll take good care of you, we'll protect you, we'll be your mommies now.
oh my god.
Yeah, dude,
Fucking
it
we'll be your mommies now. Like, let me put it in perspective for you that, like, whenever we read these comments and stuff like that on situations like this, we're not reading it as like, oh, we'll be your mommies now. No. It's, we'll be your mommies now. Like, you sound fucking gross. So
Yeah.
stop. He's a minor.
he's 16. He didn't even know what Book Talk was before this. And he automatically got launched into having a very large following, which any 16-year-old would be ecstatic about, because you're popular on TikTok, which is what I think everybody who tries to do TikTok wants.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for. That's what it's all about. Woo!
Oh, yeah.
So he's thanking them for the views and for following, not fully understanding why they're following him. And he puts up on his channel books that he's going to read for Book Talk that he saw was recommended. And you go into the comments of that TikTok, and they're all telling him to read the 18 plus ones, and that they'll show him a better time, and that they'll corrupt him with the good type of stuff. And I just sat there and I just screamed. Like, that you're basically sitting there and trying to what's the
They're
word?
being predators.
Yes.
Like, if you think about it, they're fucking child predators over a book that they read.
There's something you need to know.
Please.
I'm Chris Hansen.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
Yes. I can't think of the word, but it's the word when you're an older person and you're with like a younger person, and you're basically manipulating them to be
A groomer?
Yes. They're basically grooming this child. And that doesn't sit right with me at all. And
my god.
Yeah, and the fact that this kid just doesn't seem to understand that that is essentially what they're doing makes me sad, because all he's seeing is that now he's popular on TikTok.
Yay, I'm big on TikTok. And,
yeah.
oh my god, and they're looking at him like a slab of meat. I don't care who you are. He's under 18, and a pedophile is a pedophile, so deal with yourselves.
I think the worst of it is that when you see some of the comments made by some of these women, they have like a husband and kids in their profile pictures. So it's like you're sitting there sexualizing a child while you are not only married, but you have children yourself. And that just gives me red flags.
That's heebie-jeebies times 10. That's
Yeah, like I would not. It makes me wonder what you're gonna teach your kids as soon as they start like hitting puberty. Like, oh, here are these books that mommy likes to read. Here you
my
go.
God. No, oh no. You better believe that they'll be like, "No, you need to stay away from those books. You can't read those. No. Those are mommy's private collection," while they're living a fucking fantasy in their head.
Yeah, probably. I think that's what makes it worse. Is like you can't sit there and have a double standard of telling your kids not to read these types of books, but then harass this child essentially on social media to read these books because you want him to be your quote unquote fantasy dude.
Oh my God, that's
And it's like, I'm not gonna sit here because like I know that there are people on TikTok who are 21 plus years old who actively do like the thirst traps and want to be sexualized, but they want that attention.
yeah. They're okay with that attention. They're of legal age, and like
Yes,
they know what's gonna come out of this for them. But like
exactly.
a child?
So it's like, why can't you just find those accounts? Because there are so many motorcycle accounts that do those specific things for their audience because they know that that's what they want and they like it. So you don't have to. As soon as they saw that this kid was 16, they should have immediately just stopped.
Yeah. If you wanna like, yeah, exactly. The second they saw that he was 16 years old, they should have just backed off. If you want to leave him with the followers and stuff like that, that's fine. And like if you want to support him in like motorcycle activities and shit like that,
Absolutely.
that's fine. But do not be a fucking pedophile to this child, because I know that's, oh my God.
Yeah, because that was a point that I was going to bring up, that there's nothing wrong with wanting to continue to support the kid because the kid is there for motorcycles and motorcycles only.
Yeah, don't
So if that,
sexualize him.
yeah, if that's your interest, if motorcycles are your interest, 100% totally follow that kid and support him and strictly keep it to that. But the second you start telling him that he needs to read smutty books, you know, you need to just get off the internet.
Yeah. And like, oh man, I hate to sound like fucking, I don't know, any other person who's ever said this, but do you think that because you put these comments in there under like your TikTok user profile names and shit like that, that like you can't be figured out who the hell that you are? Like your neighbors and
Yeah.
shit aren't gonna see that?
Exactly, especially when you have like your freaking whole name and your face sitting in the profile. It's like if you have your family and friends on TikTok and they're seeing your comments to an underage child, like, do you not care?
Why are people so dumb?
It's disgusting. And then we'll get into another thing that Book Talk is doing as well that I have seen.
Let's load it up.
Two motorcyclists again. So this poor motorcyclist community just cannot be left alone, and I feel terrible for them. But another trend that I was seeing on TikTok was that whenever they are going to Barnes and Nobles and they see a motorcycle, they sitting in front of Barnes and Nobles, they have to like immediately record themselves and go, "Oh, I'm gonna go and try to find a motorcyclist." And so when they do, the ones that I've seen, they just silently record them without their permission to be in the video whatsoever, and then they just go ooh ooh at them. And I'm just, I literally had to turn my phone off when I saw that, because like this girl like full on did like the high pitched ooh ooh to him, and this guy just turns around just absolutely horrified.
Well, yeah. You're just walking in there, you're just looking like at the Barnes and Noble that I used to go to, probably the same one that you're thinking of. You walk in there, you get like a Starbucks or something, and you could just walk around, maybe, browse some books or what have you. This dude was just going about his day, and then just gets, like, how people have not gotten laid out flat is beyond me.
I'll tell you what, if I was a motorcyclist and like I just wanted to go and browse Barnes and Nobles and someone recorded me without permission and did that, oh, immediate, like, I'm laying it down.
Yeah, you're getting laid flat.
I don't care if, like, because I don't care about the whole, like, oh, look at this Karen, because that's what everybody seems to call people that nowadays. But if that's what I would be labeled as for basically for protecting my privacy, then I would gladly be a fucking Karen.
Yeah, honest to God. Like, I'm one of those people where, like, even if my order at a drive-thru gets messed up, I'll feel bad taking it back and asking them to do it again. I will never do that to them because, like, it's busy, it's customer service, I get it. But you better believe if I rode in on a motorcycle and just went to go about my day and someone snuck up behind me and went ooh-woo with a fucking camera in my face without even asking my permission, I'll pay that. Yeah, I'll pay that hospital bill.
Yeah, immediate hands. It's not only that, but like, how do you just not have any shame whatsoever?
Yeah, where's your fucking human decency?
Like, I feel cringy just saying ooh woo right now. Like, I'm cringing every time I say it. Like, it's
like sandpaper being brought across your tongue.
Yeah, that's exactly how it feels. It's like I feel like I have to go get holy water poured on me for saying it.
Oh, what? So 2020, 2021, that was like the trend with e-girls, is the ooh woo and the hey gal face.
Oh yeah, I hated that. Ugh, that made me feel disgusting.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna take a quick 2-minute pause break. All right, we're gonna pause on that real quick because I need to smoke for a second. That last one kind of did me in. I was just like, all right. Now that we had some time to compose ourselves, we decided that this just can't go on. Like,
physically getting mad.
Yeah, like getting legitimately upset and angry and ranting, and you guys won't see it, but we will know that it happened. It'll be cut from what you guys see. But don't be a fucking pedophile. Like, don't be a freaking creep.
If you see a child on social media and your first thought is, oh, I'm going to absolutely sexualize the fuck out of them, you need to just...
For YouTube reasons, I can't play what she said, so just don't be a pedophile.
Is that safe?
I have to bleep the fuck out of that, but I'll keep it in. I'm gonna have to censor that shit out of that whole sentence.
Oh, but it's so funny to just hear beep, beep, beep.
Because, yeah, that is not YouTube friendly. Although that will get my channel absolutely. There will be no first strike, second strike. They'll be like, we're shutting you down for saying that.
I just get FBI on my door, just going like, listen.
Jesus Christ.
All right.
With that all being said, I have been your host, Zona Michaels, here with Basic.
Goodbye.
And we will see you in the next Basics Corner.